Hi guys, remember I did that video of top 10 mammalian cryptids? Well, this is like a sequel called simply Top 10 Cryptids Around the World. So we're just going to take a look at 10 creatures that are thought to be real or fake. So let's get into it. And shout outs to Karo, because we're making a game where we're older. So start.
Number 10, the moa.
Picture a forest-dwelling emu or ostrich, the size of Sesame Street's Big Bird. And now you've imagined a New Zealand giant moa. Now extinct, this flightless bird was likely hunted to death by the indigenous Maori people before 1769, when Captain Cook showed up. Imagine the surprise then when in 1994, 3 New Zealanders claimed to have seen one. It may be possible that they escaped extinction after all. So, if you were to go down and see a giant cassowary, emu, or ostrich, if you have a camera, just take a picture, or if it attacks you, just run but record.
Number 8, the Loveland frog.
Few people have witnessed this kind of creature, always late at night on remote backcountry roads. As a result, it might be easy to dismiss the tale of reptilian creatures that stand on 2 legs and look like frogs, sometimes wielding a weird kind of spark-shooting wand. Some witnesses have reported that the Loveland frog looked right at them before jumping over a guardrail and sliding down the embankment to the Little Miami River near Cincinnati, Ohio. The first sighting was in 1955, and then the next ones were almost 20 years later in 1972, when 3 separate sightings were reported. 2 of the 3 witnesses were police officers, so maybe Kermit the Frog is real.
Number 8, the Nguma-Monene.
A large python-like creature with a serrated ridge running down its back like a crocodile, but with a forked tongue like a snake and no legs. As were reported to be between 130 and 190 feet long. That is almost as long as 5 school buses. The Nguma-Monene is Lingala for large python. It reportedly lives in the Nguma-Ntouka River region of the People's Republic of the Congo. So, as you see, this isn't what it really looks like. Yeah, that's because most people say it actually looks like a long reptile. But maybe it has been dismissed for a long reptile. As a reptile, but maybe it was dismissed, as you can see in this picture. It is very long, but it's still a lizard. Maybe when it's walking, people maybe dismiss it for a snake, but we're not really entirely sure.
Number 7, Sasquatch.
Just like Bigfoot, Washington State's Native Americans told of a smelly, hairy man-like giant. The name Sasquatch comes from the language. Dr. Grover S. Krantz spent his illustrations career at Washington State University, and the last years of his life studying Sasquatch, the mysterious ape-like biped of the Pacific Northwest, because he believed that there was enough to evidence to make that study worthwhile. Well, considering tracks near the measured up to 18 inches in length, principally Sasquatch was a direct descendant of Gigantopithecus, a prehistoric ape identified by fossil fragments in China. Based on the lengths and depths of the tracks, Krantz also believed this evolution would be 8 feet tall and might weigh 750 pounds. He once said that if it wanted shoes, they would have to be size 28 wide, so those must have been very big shoes.
Eat jackling,
Eat beef jerky, and pepperoni sticks of squash.
Number 6, the Owlman.
The Owlman, or Death Raptor, as its other name, is somehow something similar to the Mothman. The Owlman of England reportedly has been witnessed by many local residents. 3 boys said that they were chased from a field to the mouths of a metal grate that was just large enough for them but too small for the monster. They described the blood-chilling screams of a frustrated Owlman as it rattled the grate, trying to get through. It supposedly casts a yellow glow as it flies, so the Owlman is a real thing. And this is not the DC character. And yes, in the show Lost Tapes by Animal Planet, which is a thing where it like Lost Tapes where they call it Cryptids. Well, it's not a real show. They're just trying to make it look real. But this guy wasn't it, but they call him Death Raptor. Showed this. What happened if Owlman versus Mothman? And Owlman wins because he has talons, while Mothman has great flight. So Death Raptor wins because he has talons, or Owlman, which I said, or Death Raptor. But Mothman only has claws, not talons, so Owlman wins.
Number 5, the winged dragon.
I wasn't able to find any pictures of the winged dragon because the appearance of it is a pterodactyl. So I'm just using images of what people think what the winged dragon is, but let me read you the thingy. In 1974, police officer Arturo Padilla of San Benito, Texas, saw something strange flying through the beams of his headlights. It looked like a large bird, a really, really large bird. Minutes later, a second officer called in a similar report. A man in Brownsville reportedly hearing a loud thump, then seeing a bizarre winged creature unlike anything he had seen before. Fossil remains of the great pterosaur Quetzalcoatlus, with a wingspan of 50 feet wide, were found in 1970 in Texas Big Bend National Park, leading to speculation that this mystery animal could be an unexpected survivor.
Number 4. Tsuchinoko, or Tsuchinoko.
This chubby Japanese snake supposedly lives in tall grassy areas of forests. It reportedly chirps, spews venom like a viper, and can jump several feet. It is called Bachi Hebi in northern Japan and is referenced in the Kojiki, the oldest known book about the ancient history of Japan. This snake is thought to live in rivers and lakes, but also lives in tall grassy areas, like I said. There is a lot of information, but I'm just telling you a little bit to know about the speculation. And by the way, my mom hates snakes, so if she saw this thing, she would have ran. So, yeah. Next.
Number 3. Emela-Ntouka.
A large single horned creature living in the same Lekula swamp region of the Congo as the famed Mokele Mbembe. Emela-Ntouka is slightly larger than a full-grown elephant and has brownish-gray skin and a long, thick tail. Witnesses reportedly have seen it uses its horns to stab and kill elephants during a fight. Emela-Ntouka means killer of elephants. But does it eat elephants or is it a vegetarian? We're not really sure. We're not really sure of what its diet is. But what we've heard could be the speculation that it could be a surviving dinosaur, as you can depict the picture here, and the size of the creature. So, yeah.
Number 2. The Dover Demon.
Okay, the problem is, when I try to look up pictures, I always get the picture of the rake. But for those who don't know, the rake is a creepypasta, which in fact creepypastas are scary stories on the internet that are thought to be real, but in fact they're not, since they're stories. The rake is a creepypasta. The creepypasta goes that the rake is something of a creature similar to the Dover Demon, but it's said that the rake is more like a hairless dog hybrid man, or hairless dog mixed with a man, who supposedly goes to midnight in people's homes and tries to kill them. So if you want to go to the story, just look up the rake, go to the creepypasta wiki, and you get the story. So yeah, but let's get back to the Dover Demon story. A small, thin, hairless creature with huge paws and feet. 17-year-old Bill Bartlett was driving in Dover, Massachusetts on the night of April 27, 1977, when he thought he saw a dog or a cat in the distance in his headlights. Upon closer inspection, Bill saw an orange-eyed, hairless animal about the size of a goat. 2 hours later, as John Baker was driving home in Dover, the 15-year-old saw what he described as the same creature. The next night, 2 different teenagers reported sightings. Interestingly, no other appearances have occurred in Massachusetts since. Sorry for the long pause. I'm trying to read the script. A creature similar to Bartlett's description was alleged photographed in the park in Chile, but the authenticity of the photo is in question. So, I'm not sure if this is the picture that was taken in Chile, but if you look here, right here, that's like a small alien. It's here. Right here. This is like a small little alien walking down some sort of park. But Chile is like a hot thing. A hot climate country. But this is more like a cold climate. So if this picture is taken in Chile, tell me in the description. If it's not taken in Chile, put it in the description. And just tell me that this could be the Dover Demon or it could be another alien. Tell me your opinion in the comments below.
And number 1, the Kraken.
Norway's natural historians described this giant octopus as a floating island with arms long enough to sink a giant warship. It could be a squid or an octopus, because squid are known to be more aggressive since they are likely matched. In fact, on 3 occasions in the 1930s, squid reportedly attacked ships at sea. The sea creatures were killed when they slid into the moving propellers, but long ago, smaller wooden ships had no such propellers. So, see the giant squid. Up until recently, you get this. So, if you want to pause and read this, you can do that. So, yeah.